Hey, how's it going, guys? I just recorded this part of the video and my phone stopped and I didn't know, so I'm kind of annoyed. But so I'm gonna make this a little bit quicker. I went to Asli Tarcan in Istanbul, Turkey. I got 4,000 grafts from the back of my head, 1,000 from underneath my beard for a total of 5,000 grafts. Spent $2,200, $500 of which was a beard fee, so the base procedure is $1,700 if you don't use hair fibers or beard grafts. My flight was like $1,300, but that's gonna fluctuate depending on when you book, how long you stay for, what area of the country or the world that you're flying from, things like that. My visa was $40 to $60, $70, something like that. I don't quite remember, but the link is in the description for that application. It takes maybe 10 minutes to fill out. Really the only thing I wanted to talk about in this video was, well, I'll do a quick update. So I do think that I kind of bloomed early, like around 5 months. I think I got like a lot of growth quicker than I probably would have been expecting to. But it might have, I think it's plateaued a little bit since then, which is fine. You know, this procedure is a 12 to 15 month timeline. So not too many major changes in like the recipient area from the last few videos. The hair is still very wiry, still very kind of loosely curled, sticks very straight up. As you can see, like, and as you already saw, like the crown area mainly is very loose and sticks straight up. But a lot of times I wear a do-rag and I'll put some hair pomade on, like waver grease, pretty much to keep that like down. And I do wear fibers, probably no more than like 3 times a week, and probably no more for like 3 or 4 hours at a time. And like one of the things I wanted to comment on, because I get a lot of DMs and a lot of like comments about this, like, will I have to wear fibers? Like, I don't want to have to wear fibers. If I get a hair transplant, what's the point, and stuff like that. I want to say, like, if you're a Norwood 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have to get 4,000 or 5,000 grafts to have a successful hair transplant, like, you got to get over the idea that I don't want to have to wear fibers. I don't want to have to do anything to my hair if I'm going to get a hair transplant. That's just not really how this works. Like, unless you're gonna wear your hair short, which you totally can. Like, I have my hair shorter right now, and I probably wouldn't put fibers on it. I typically do, as you guys have seen, wear my hair a little bit longer, and the hair on the sides, in the back is a lot thicker, a lot more like almost afro-like. And like now that I like wear do-rags and brush it all the time, it's actually starting to form waves on the side prior to cutting my hair. And it's just not, I'm not gonna like, you know, I have a hard time believing even like 12 months post this hair transplant that it'll look exactly the same as my donor area. That's just not how this works. So if you don't want to have to wear hair fibers and you have that level of balding, you kind of be unrealistic, and you should either like make that decision for yourself. Like, do you want, you know, to remain where you're at and, you know, just keep shaving your head and not have to wear like, I guess, hair makeup or whatever? Like, that's up to you. But if you plan on getting a hair transplant and you plan on wearing your hair longer, that's just gonna probably be a part of your life. Like even GT is kind of like the guy that I was hoping I would look like at the end of all this, and I think I'm on my way there. Even when he wears his hair longer, he does wear hair fibers, and it looks good. Like, I look like I have a full head of hair. And if you had told me a year ago that like there's a procedure that, you know, you can get for cheap and, you know, wait a year and you'll have a full head of hair, you just have to wear hair fibers, like, I would have signed up for that 10 times out of 10, because I was at the point, as you guys know, that where I couldn't even wear hair fibers if I wanted to because of how little hair I had. Now I can go out and look like I've never lost a single hair in my life. And it's not that big of a deal, honestly. Most people will never know. Nobody will ever know if you do it right. And the people that you have close to you, you know, if you're comfortable sharing with them what you've done as far as like getting a hair transplant, like, I've never experienced any judgment. In fact, most of the time it's been like, wow, that's incredible. Like, you know, I know friends who I should, you know, recommend this to and stuff like that. So beggars can't be choosers in this whole process. Like, think about where you're at right now, think about where you could be, and think about what you're willing to put up with as far as having a less dense donor area, maybe having to wear fibers, maybe having to take finasteride or, you know, minoxidil or something like that. The other thing is, like, I get a lot of people asking me, like, can you notice something's happened to your donor area? Does it look exactly the same? Like, I don't want my donor area to look any different than it does right now. And to that, I say, like, if you need 5,000 plus grafts, you know, get over the idea that you're gonna have exactly the same donor area as you would prior to a hair transplant. It's just not gonna be. That's just impossible, pretty much. Like, I would say, if you prefer to remain bald on top and have a super lush, thick donor area, like, that's an interesting choice, I guess I'd say, but like, that's up to you. You know, if you don't want to potentially sacrifice a little bit of the density in your donor area, like, you just can't get a successful procedure unless you're willing to put up with that, or maybe sacrifice a little bit. Obviously, no one wants to be over harvested, no one wants to, like, have a very butchered appearance on their head, because it's a very apparent, you know, spot of your body. But it's a surgical procedure, and surgical procedures come with risks and pros and cons. So that's just one of them. But yeah, like, just things like that. If you need a lot of hair transplanted, like, you're gonna have to make some compromises. You know, if you're the type of guy who only needs his hairline lowered, or just his crown filled in, or something like that, then you can start to have higher expectations as far as, I shouldn't have to wear fibers if I'm only getting my whole hairline lowered, or I don't want my donor area looking touched at all if I only got 2,000 grafts. Like, I understand that for sure. But if you're coming from Norwood 4 plus, 4, 5, 6, 7, like, it's just part of the game. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. You guys will see me update again for my, like, final product review for the thing that I uploaded last video, the Ideal of Med, like, kind of aftercare kit. You guys will have my full thoughts once I've actually taken it for several weeks. But yeah, other than that, I will see you guys at that video, or my 8th month video, whichever one comes first. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.